All right, we are now recording and streaming on YouTube.
All right. This meeting can be accessed via Zoom or the city's YouTube channel. If there's anyone who would like to address City Council or comment during this meeting, you must access the meeting via Zoom to comment. For safety precautions, if you would like the Zoom link to join the meeting, please email the Clerk of Council at kzilman@wyomingOhio.gov. This information about how to obtain the Zoom link has also been included on the City Council agenda for tonight's meeting, which is available on the city's website. When joining via the Zoom link, please raise your virtual hand to comment or address City Council. I would like to call to order this meeting of the Wyoming City Council. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Ms. Averett?
Here.
Ms. Stancorp Taylor?
Here.
Mr. Delgado?
Here.
Mr. Green?
Here.
Mr. Leroy?
Here.
Mr. Riley? Mayor Hoffmeister?
Here. There are 3 items on the consent agenda. They are approval of the February 16th, 2021 City Council meeting minutes, approval of the February 22nd, 2021 Committee of the Whole meeting minutes, and resolution authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with Westside Paving and Excavating, Inc. for the Wyoming Tennis Court reconstruction project. Do I hear a motion with respect to the consent agenda?
So moved.
Here a second?
Second.
Having been moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda items, all those in favor, please signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Those opposed? The motion carries. We'll now move on to special reports. Are there any questions or comments on the special reports?
I just have a quick comment. The Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Task Force minutes were fascinating. That was a very thorough history. I don't know that I've ever learned so much reading the meeting minutes, so thank you to the task force.
Any other comments or questions on special reports? Jim, do you have a report from OKI or First Suburbs?
Jim, you're on mute.
Jim's still on mute.
There you go.
Okay, First Suburbs is going to have a joint meeting on the 29th with the Hamilton County Municipal League to discuss the implications of the legislature's consideration of the reapportionment issue. Reapportionment, as you recall, happens every 10 years after the report of the U.S. Census Bureau is received. The census report has been delayed, and it looks like it'll be a very difficult period of time between July, when the report of the census comes in, and the October date when the legislature is supposed to come up with the reapportioned districts. As you recall, our districts have always been on edge, you might say. We are the far west end of the congressional district that goes to Portsmouth, and we are the north end of the district 33, I believe it is, that comes north from the city of Cincinnati. So reapportionment both of state legislative seats and of federal congressional seats will be a hot issue this summer, and we're pre-examining that in the discussion between the Municipal League and the First Suburbs Consortium later this month. That's my report.
We will now hear a report from the acting city manager.
Well, I do have a couple things. Just want to let everybody know the city offices will be closed on Friday, April 2nd for the Good Friday holiday. The recreation still will remain open regular hours 5 a.m. to 7. And just so everybody knows, we have plenty of mulch available with free delivery. So instructions on how to place an order can be found on the homepage of the website. Spring clean for junk items will be April 17th, and the yard waste day will be April 24th. The second annual Upcycle event will be held on April 16th. Details are still being finalized and will be publicized once we have those details complete. Spring curbside leaf pickup started today and will run through April 6th. Rake your leaves at the curb and Public Works will pick them up. Please do not rake the leaves into the street or because they'll clog the storm waters, and check out my video on YouTube to see why we don't want to rake them into the street. We did decide to cancel the committee of the whole meeting for March, so we will have our next committee of the whole meeting on April 26th. And speaking of YouTube videos, be sure to subscribe to the Wyoming's YouTube channel so that you can keep up to date on the latest informative videos that we put there. That's all I have.
Are there any council committee reports not otherwise on the agenda? Are there any special committee reports not otherwise on the agenda? We have reached that point in our meeting where a citizen may express an opinion, make a statement, address a concern, or ask a question on any subject that is not otherwise on the agenda. If there is anyone that would like to address City Council, you must access the meeting via Zoom to comment. For safety precautions, if you would like the Zoom link to join the meeting, please email the Clerk of Council at KZEILMAN@WYOMINGOHIO.gov. This information about how to obtain the Zoom link has also been included on the City Council agenda for tonight's meeting, which is available on the city's website. When joining via the Zoom link, please raise your virtual hand to comment or address City Council. Please state your name and address before addressing City Council. Comments will be recorded into the minutes and passed along to be addressed by the appropriate staff or City Council committee as needed.
I don't know how to raise my hand. Is there a way to raise my hand?
You can, that's fine. Deborah, just state your name and address and then you can go ahead.
Okay. My name is Debbie Bellman and I'm at 426 Flumbrook Court, and I've lived in Wyoming for nearly 60 years. And I am here tonight to address the council members and let you know that I personally came up with the idea about a week ago to start a petition in the community to help all of you realize how much support there is in Wyoming to have Rusty Herzog as our permanent city manager. And I will tell you, Rusty had no idea that I decided to do this. But I do feel, as do many other Wyoming residents, that Rusty would make a great city manager for our community based on his 26 years in the police force here and his experience in dealing with so many people throughout Wyoming. Not only is he well liked, but he communicates well and he knows what makes Wyoming special as a community. So in the past week, I've collected over 100 signatures on the petition, and I plan to continue gathering signatures and submit a final petition count at the council meeting, the next council meeting, which I believe is in April. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have no one else raising a digital hand, Mayor.
Okay. We will now move on to the business section of the meeting. We have a resolution designating April 18th through April 24th, 2021 as Volunteer Week in the city of Wyoming. Whereas the character and quality of life of our community is determined to a large and significant part by the volunteer efforts of so many people who give of their time, energy, and expertise. And whereas all residents of Wyoming receive the immeasurable benefits of this volunteer effort in supporting the arts, education, public safety, sports, senior and youth activities, historical and architectural programs, and the many other community endeavors which create a unique and enhanced quality of life. And whereas despite ever increasing demands on their time, these volunteers continue to demonstrate a strong commitment to our community by their service. And whereas the city of Wyoming in conjunction with the National Volunteer Week, wishes to officially recognize these efforts. And whereas the Council of the City of Wyoming, on behalf of all the residents, wishes to extend its sincere appreciation to these volunteers for their efforts and accomplishments. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Council of the City of Wyoming that this resolution, which pays tribute to the services rendered by the volunteers of our community, be adopted and a copy be spread upon the minutes of the council. And be it further resolved that the week of April 18th to April 24th, 2021 be designated as Volunteer Week in the City of Wyoming, passed in the council chambers of the City of Wyoming, Ohio, this 15th day, March 2021. The next item of business is a proclamation honoring Gail Basin as Exemplary Volunteer of the Year of 2021. Hearken, all ye citizens, and draw near to see and hear this proclamation of the Mayor of the City of Wyoming of Ohio honoring Gail Basin. Whereas April 18th to 24th, 2021 as National Volunteer Week in the City of Wyoming, which provides the community an opportunity to thank the many volunteers serving the city. And whereas of these countless volunteers, one individual has shown tremendous dedication through the years and has been selected by the Wyoming City Council and city staff as deserving special recognition as the Exemplary Volunteer of the Year. And whereas Gail Basin has been a dedicated volunteer in this community and has selflessly served the City of Wyoming in a variety of capacities, providing small tree pruning along sidewalks and boulevards, preservation of the green areas, and then designing, planning, and occasional maintenance of landscape beds and the plantings in the city and street sign planters that adorn the city corners and business areas throughout the City of Wyoming. And whereas Gail has served on the City of Wyoming's Beautification Commission and later the Urban Forestry and Beautification Commission since 2010. And whereas in all of the above, Gail has contributed willingly and generously of her time, talent, energy, and expertise to the benefit of present and future generations of Wyoming residents and business owners. And whereas during her years of dedicated service, Gail Basin has exhibited the highest degree of professionalism, patience, thoroughness, and brought a perspective that provided balance, guidance, and a useful point of view in areas of beautification and urban forestry, all to the benefit of the residents of the City of Wyoming. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that today, March 15th, in the year 2021, Gail Basin is recognized as the Exemplary Volunteer of the Year 2021 in the City of Wyoming. And I call upon all citizens to make note of this salutary fact and recognize Gail Basin for her years of service to her community, given under my hand this 15th day of March in the year 2021.
Hey, Gail.
Thank you.
We can't see you.
There we go. I'm
Good job.
absolutely stunned. I was surprised, and I love doing what I'm doing and planning to continue to go forward with my fun to help out Wyoming and the guys who need help. Anyway, thank you very much. I think it's amazing.
Thank you.
Thanks, Gail.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Gail, for all your work.
Next, we have a report from the Historic Preservation Commission and Architectural Review Board on the demolition and replacement construction at 216 Wilmot Avenue, located in the Village Historic District. We'll turn it over to the chair of the Architectural Review Board.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and members of council. My name is Gene Allison. I am chair of the Architectural Review Board and co-chair of Historic Preservation Commission. On February 17th, we met via Zoom, the two boards, and reviewed the property at 216 Wilmot Avenue, who had submitted plans for a garage to replace the carport that currently exists at the property. After discussion and review, we made suggestions for certain changes and updates to the plans, and at the end of that session, agreed that the project as presented represented a improvement and was in consistent detail to match the design guidelines, and we approved it, and it has now been submitted to you all for the demolition permit and so forth to go forward. Are there any questions?
Gene, the only question I had was, I understand the driveway is not part of the consideration of the demolition and or the reconstruction or the construction of the new garage. Is that correct?
Right, it is currently a gravel drive and it will remain a gravel drive as it is, because the new garage will actually take the same footprint more or less as the existing carport. So we discussed that in the meeting, and since it's pre-existing condition, it wasn't something we rendered a decision on or factored it into our approval.
Thank you.
Just out of curiosity, so I can learn from this, if it were part of the scope, is the gravel driveway the preferred type of driveway? Is that if it's historical?
I'm sorry, I'm having difficulty with the question, but
I was just asking if it had been part of the scope. Is the gravel driveway, is that something that's usually preserved as historical?
the gravel drive is probably not historical, but since it exists, we don't feel that it's necessary to insist that they change it to a hard surface. If it was a new garage and a new site, we would probably have insisted that it meet code and be a solid surface, either concrete or paving. But since it's pre-existing and the existing garage or the existing carport is going to be torn down and the garage built, we didn't go so far as to require them to change the gravel surface.
Got it. Thank you. That's just something that's never come up before, so I wanted to know the answer for next time. Thank you.
Thank you.
It is recommended that City Council adopt the report. Do I hear a motion with respect to the report?
So moved.
Second,
Second.
is there any discussion? Having been moved and seconded to adopt the report, all those in favor, please signify by saying yes.
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 Those opposed? The motion carries. Public hearing on the demolition and replacement construction at 216 Wilmot Avenue located in the Village Historic District. If there's anyone present who would like to participate in the public hearing, you must access the meeting via Zoom for safety precautions. If you would like the Zoom link to join the meeting, please email the Clerk of Council at kzilman@WYOMINGOHIO.gov. This information about how to obtain the Zoom link has also been included on the City Council agenda for tonight's meeting, which is available on the city's website. When joining via the Zoom link, please raise your virtual hand to comment or address City Council. Please state your name and address before addressing City Council.
I see no hands raised, Mayor.
Hearing none, we will move on to the next item of business. Motion to approve the demolition and replacement construction at 216 Wilmot Avenue located in the Village Historic District. Do I hear a motion with respect to the demolition?
So moved.
Second,
Second.
is there any discussion? Having been moved and seconded to authorize the application, would the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Green,
Yes.
Mr. Leroy, Mr. O'Reilly,
Yes.
Ms. Averett,
Yes.
Ms. Stanton,
Yes.
Mr. Delgado,
Yes.
Mayor Hoffmeister.
Yes, the motion carries. We'll now move on to new business not otherwise on the agenda. Does anyone have any new business not otherwise on the agenda? Okay, we will now move on to miscellaneous. Al, do you have anything for miscellaneous?
Nothing. Thank you very much.
Okay. Jim?
Nothing, but I want to add my applause for Gail Basin for the work she's done over many years for the city. Thank you, Gail.
Sarah?
Yes, sorry. I have two quick things. I wanted to add to what Rusty said. The free box weekend is April 10th and 11th. So if you're in Wyoming free box and you have stuff that you don't think will qualify for upcycle day, people are free boxing all the time, but it will be a huge fun weekend where all you have to do is snap a photo, add it to the Facebook group, and folks are ready to come claim your old stuff. And then for Upcycle Day, we have a growing list of items. We'll be taking the poster and the information detailing all of that. Should be ready by the end of the week. But if you'd like to start Volunteer Week early, we will need some volunteers. There will be a sign-up genius. So if any of you would like to help reclaim junk, I'll send the sign-up genius around. If anyone in the community would like to volunteer, please email me. It's going to be so much fun.
Jeff?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, thank you. A couple things real quick. First is that the pool will be open this summer, as I think most of us know, but if you haven't seen Rusty's promotional video on YouTube called Who Wants to Go Swimming, featuring a snowball fight in the pool, I would encourage you to check it out. As I mentioned to Committee of the Whole, there's a new physical therapy office open in Wyoming across from Subway. They've gone from 6 visits a week to more than 50. And so it's really taken off in a month. I encourage you, if you need physical therapy, you can get it right there in Wyoming. And it's right across the street from La Rosa's and Subway there on the corner. Third thing is, I was pleased to see the tennis court construction is going to be beginning June 1st. And for those who are wondering, Rusty told me completion is scheduled for August 6th. So it's about a 2-month period of construction. And then the final thing, Mr. Mayor, and I guess all of council knows, there's been a couple people, or at least one person email about, are we going to meet in person? I didn't know if there was any discussion about that or anything we could share about that, if when we thought we'd be able to meet again in person. That's all I had, Mr. Mayor.
I would just say, I think we should take it up the next Committee of the Whole. And I want to hear what everyone has to say about how they want to proceed in person or online.
Sounds good. Thanks, sir.
Zach?
Just wishing everybody a happy early Passover and Easter.
Nancy?
I just wanted to share that the Urban Forestry Beautification Committee, we are planning as far as I know, it's our first ever garden tour, which will be on May 23rd. And I said I would volunteer my garden. So I hope all of you will come. But we have to have 8 to 10 gardens around the city that people can visit and learn about how to make their yards beautiful. And Rusty, I might need a full load of mulch this year, which my husband's not too thrilled about. And as for meeting in person, I got vaccinated on Friday. So I'm very excited. And I think the youngster, Sarah, will soon be eligible as well. I think the states are really moving along quickly, which really annoys my sister in Pennsylvania because we have this little competition between Pennsylvania and Ohio, and Ohio seems to be winning in terms of vaccinations right now. But I would definitely think that we'd all need to be vaccinated to meet in person personally. And that's all I have.
All right. Only comment I will say is my usual, be safe and look out for your neighbor. We have no members to excuse. We have no executive session. So do I hear a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Having been moved and second to adjourn for the night, all those in favor, please signify by saying yes.
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 Those opposed?
Yes.
The motion carries. Council stands adjourned. Take care, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Good evening.